Yeah. We're early. When you're early, you get the beauty of watching me put on the coat. All right? That's it. That's what you get. That's what you get when you're early. All right. That was it. That was a little treat. All right. That's all you guys get. That's it. All right. We're going to move on. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there on this beautiful Wednesday morning. We had a beautiful day of trading yesterday. We actually dominated the markets. I gave a beautiful NQ trade. I can't believe how many things happened all in one day. It was absolutely absurd. Was that the same day? Last night, I called an epic move in the trading group. It wasn't amazing, but just kind of what I do. And as I'm going to sleep last night, I'm looking at the charts. You think? You don't think. He wasn't looking at the charts. What's going on here? What is going on here? Got a bit of a doozy here. We got a bit of a doozy over here. Things aren't what they're supposed to be. But anyway, look. Bitcoin, USD 7-minute. Looked like we were going to get a move to the downside. We started to get that move. I put an update that was a little bearish. But then when I really looked at it right before I went to bed, and when I said, bulls are looking for the 15-minute to bounce off the 200 MA. I could see there was the 200. I was looking for Bitcoin to bounce off the 200 and get a move back to the upside. And when you look at it at 6 in the morning, so I put that out at 12:49. At 6:49, how did I do that? 12:49 at exactly 6:49. I don't know how I did that. That was an accident. But at 12:49 and exactly 6:49, 6 hours later exactly, Bitcoin did fall out of the descending triangle, went halfway to the target. So that short would have put you in the money no matter what. No stop loss would have got hit had you put a stop above this level. And then we did bounce off the 200 MA on the 15-minute, just as suggested. Look at that. That's the 15-minute 200 MA. We bounced off it immediately. Unbelievable. So I just kind of gave you basically what was going to happen last night in 6 hours so you didn't have to stress. And so I basically called out Bitcoin every single... That's what I do on this channel. I call Bitcoin out every 6 hours so you can see what's happening to BTC. All right? And if you're in my group, you're going to get constant love and care all the time when it comes to your Bitcoin trades. Don't make fun of me, all right? Every morning, I put my face in the Saratoga. All right, 105,500 for Bitcoin. Let's break it down. Let's see what's happening as we start today. So it was a beautiful pump up until about 6 in the morning. You had to be up at 6 in the morning to take profits, and then they dumped it. For the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for the last about hour, they've been dumping Bitcoin. What's going on? What's happening? Is this a bigger lull? Looked like we were going to get a nice move here. We did not. Let's take a look at what's happening on the weekly and fly on in to the smaller time frames. On the weekly time frame, we still have a bearish divergence that still has people a little stressed out, right? There's a lot of bears. There's a lot of people who sold the top, apparently. They said they got out already. They're done. No, seriously. I've been reading it on crypto Twitter, whether they're trolling us or not. They're like, I'm out. It was a good run, everybody. I'll see you in 4 years. And to me, I just feel like I explained this already, but I'll explain it again later on. Why I believe we're in a super cycle, and not just because of hearsay, because of true data. And the data suggests something's brewing here with the bigger cycle. All right, it does suggest something's brewing here with the bigger cycle. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm getting duped. I don't know. But what I'm trying to tell you is this. So the weekly, it ran up. It made a little bit of a flag kind of, and then it pumped. And it dipped. It made another little flag here. But in the weekly's lifespan, it basically flagged out twice in its life, 3 times. And then it made the bear flag here. Sorry. And then it made the bear flag. So it had basically never flagged out. And then it just decided, what's going on there? And then it just decided it was going to start consolidating all different ways. I think my hand's slipping. I don't know what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? And to me, it just suggests that there's some type of bigger move coming here for Bitcoin. It's setting bigger bases up for some type of solid push to the upside. Like, there's a beautiful base there at 75,000. Anyway, that may go over your head. You know, the point is, Bitcoin has not consolidated like this on the bigger time frames in a long time, ever in its life. Not in a long time. It never has. So it's definitely something you have to start paying attention to. Okay. So Bitcoin above 104,005. That's my line in the sand. We break 104.5. We're going lower. You know, we're going to be testing 102,602, and then you lose that, you're going to 98,000. So that's your weekly. You really don't have much else to think about. I would write those levels down. You lose 104.5, you're going lower to 102.5, 102.6. You lose 102.6, it's 98,500. You do not want to lose 102,000. That's basically 100K, right? And then you don't really want to lose 104 because that's basically 102. And so you lose 104, it almost tells you you're going to 98,000. You see how this works? Aha, I think you get it now. Yeah, so one number actually is the next number because the odds that you fall to the next number each time you lose one are higher. Anyway, that bottle's gigantic to be drinking quickly, you know, just, no. Hey, so then we move on into the 5-day chart for Bitcoin, but we're getting a bit of a bounce. So this is what we want. A desire. I don't like to use that word, but this is what we truly desire here. A bounce off this bottom area. Okay, we do not want to lose 104, 103,000. There seems to be support on the 5-day. The 5-day's looking nice. That closes tonight. All right, and that could have been read. It's nice that we fought up here on the 5-day, and I'd like this to continue to build. What we're looking for, everybody, is this. Something like this. Either an uptrending flag, which would be so bullish. If we got an uptrending flag, this is the bottom for Bitcoin. You get it? Like, we'll go up and down, but we'll never go lower than this level. That will be the last chance to get Bitcoin before it rips out the flag. Again, I'm not telling you this is going to happen. I'm not overly bullish or bearish. Everyone says right now, let me stop the record. Everyone's like, Sam, you were super bullish yesterday. I went all in and I lost it all. I have no idea what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. What I am telling you is if we get the bounce, this is the pattern that I'm looking for. All right? I can kind of project a little bit more than your average guy. And so we're looking for something like this, some type of ascending triangle to push us further to the upside, something that could get us the sauce here, 128,226. All right? That could, you know? Again, we get a beautiful pump and turn it into a falling wedge. How will you know? We'll go up here, and then we'll start to lose the 15-minute 200 MA. You understand? Like, you'll lose the 15-minute 200 MA, and that will teach us that this is starting to drop, or we'll gain it, and we'll stay more sideways. The smaller time frames, I'm telling you right now, are going to tell us what's likely going to happen. We just have to be able to combine the macro with the micro and really get busy. And that's what I love to do. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're going to do every single day. All right? The Sam price range. Amen. 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 So this is amazing. And here we are. Let's move on. Oh, my God. I got a $100 super chat that just came in here from Alex O. Crypto. I see up on the screen. A man, a myth, a legend. God bless you, Sam. Grateful to have met you. Thanks for the hug. May you and your family have a beautiful week. P.S. Got to get that boy a lot of love. Now, man, you got to do that to me. How dare you do that to me, man? That's messed up. My wife, I'm going to tell my wife you said that. She's going to be pissed. I got to saddle her down one more time. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Canadian. That's even more, right? Yeah. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the love. May you have a wonderful day. May you stay blessed. May everything go your way. And, wow. Thank you so much for the $100 Canadian. May God bless you and everything else too, man. Yeah, you're a blessed guy, man. I just, funny, I feel like I know you now after talking to you on Twitter. And, you know, Twitter's awesome. Twitter really, I feel like you get to know people on Twitter. Because, you know, Twitter's where you can go out of your way to say something nice, or you can say nothing at all. Right? So you're scrolling through Twitter, you see something, say something, and you're like, you know, it'd be kind of nice if I said this. Like, wouldn't that be a cool thing to say to someone? So you do it, and that person recognizes it, and then they notice something about you. And that happened to me and Alex. God bless you, Alex. Hope you're having a wonderful day, man. You know, we just want the crypto space to be a real place with real people in it. You know what I mean? Like, It's all this avatar NFT, like nobody knows P versus P, but like me and Alex, we desire to be a real place with real people in it, where you can like actually shake hands and hug people, man, and say hi, you know? So we share a vision. We share the same vision. We just want it to be full of real people that do real stuff. You know what I mean? Oversold here on the daily for Bitcoin. You know, kind of playing game at this line. It's almost to me like it's retesting this trend line. And it was beautiful yesterday. It looked like we were going to get the breakout. Everything was on our way. Not so much. You know what I mean? It's been tough. It's been tight. But still to me, and, you know, shoulder, head, right shoulder, that is not out the water for me. Gap in the VRVP. Liquidity hanging out. 200-day moving average. 95,000. A beautiful wick down there would be beautiful. Would be beautiful, right? I mean, that would be... To score Bitcoin below 95K one more time, 100K, and the greed at 62. Could we run it back? Could we run the fear back to 10, 20, 30, anywhere in here? I tell you, that's why I bought 10, because it's rare. You had to buy 10. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But look, here you're at 14. There you go to 11. That was the lowest I've ever seen it. Right there, you drop to like 7. Something like this. 11, it says. It's lower than that. It just won't. I can't seem to stick on it. You know, there's 13. And there you go with 16. But man. And I guess this doesn't do a great job of like. But in the last year here, we went to 10 right there in February. It's not even that long ago. It's kind of crazy. The end of February. So we had March, April, May. Insane. Like 3 months ago was the best time to buy Bitcoin. And it took 3 months. You think it's not just going to go to 85,000 out of nowhere. It's starting to build a pretty strong base here for Bitcoin is. So it's man. So anyway, I use this fear and greed index with the 2-week chart. When the 2-week chart's below the stochastics RSI and the fear and greed index is at that 10 area, I'm all in, baby. I'm all in. You don't have to tell me twice. And that's why I bought that 160K worth of Bitcoin. I'm thinking I got to get more. Look, the bot bought the bottom right there. It's been waiting to take profits up at 108. When it does, it's going to unload a nice fat gain. And the bot's down here catching the bottom. And this is my bot, Minotaur Trading Bot. Jump on it today if you want to find out more about the Minotaur trading system. Okay? It's unbelievable. That's me. That's actually me right there. I can't believe it. I'm a corporate guy. But jump on in today. Minotaur Trading Systems. Self-taught. Discretionary trader. Minotaur, the most accurate trading system I've ever seen. I was showing it to my buddy last night. I couldn't believe what we were, and he was like, oh my God. Everybody sees the bot. They know I'm a real deal. They know him, and he's like, man, I need that thing. Give me that thing. Everybody wants the Minotaur bot, man, and you can get it through me. Jump on in today and find out more. Schedule a call, all right, at minotaurtradingsystems.io/CryptoLifer 3131. No, I'm just, but hit this link here. I'll give you it, and it's also in my description. And this thing just runs in the background. I mean, it's awesome to have a bot running in the background, just getting it in. Let's get the likes up to the watches. We got less people today because of the morning stream. It would be nice to get every single person out there slamming on them with the $780. Let's get the 200 likes. Let's get that chat revenue up and running. Blessings on blessings to each and every one of you for being here. Let's go, Lifer. Shout out to my man, Space Huddle Blue. The Space Shuttle Blue, man. He knows how to make it Space Shuttle Blue. That's his thing. Let's go. Turn in on my birthday. No days off. Thank you for the early stream. Austin Marr, happy birthday to you and yours. God bless you, my friend. May you have a wonderful day. All right. Happy birthday to you. And may everyone, to you and yours, anyone celebrating the birthday with you, hope they just enjoy it with you, man. God bless you, brother. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. Lakochi, we love you, man. I hope everything's well with you and your family. May God bless you out there hanging out. And everyone, let's jump back into BTC. So we could have a right shoulder on the daily. I'll be watching that closely again. How will we know? We'll see it. It'll start to make a right shoulder. It'll come on down. It'll tell you. And could they defy it? Anything could happen. We'll figure it out, though. We'll make it through. One step, one trade at a time. Is there a trade to be had right now? There's just maybe. I'll take a look at it in a second here on Messe. We've got this beautiful ETH trade open. I've been in it for a long time. You know, on the bigger time. You know, and look, see this giant double bottom? I'm looking for this to make payday, baby. I'm looking for this to do damage and double bottom our way on out of here to the upside, 2,800 and beyond for Ethereum. It's above the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour. It's touching the 21. That is my sauce. The stochastics are high. We need them to come on down. It might take 4 to 5 hours of sideways price action, and maybe we don't. If we lose the 1 hour 200 MA, the trade to me becomes nil, and I wait for us to get back above it again. If we stay above it and keep ripping, I stay in the trade. And people would say that's confusing. It is. But I find everything in the market's confusing. And this is the best way to trade because I have something solidified to stand on. Understand? Yeah. So bang, bang, bang. So I'm watching Ethereum for a move. Once that makes the move, alts are going to follow. And I could see a pretty big move in altcoins. I see a lot of alts that look absolutely beautiful in that cup and handle. We've talked about it in my trading group. And it's getting to be somewhat opportunity. So anyway, could this be the right shoulder? It could be. It could start to dump right here. This could be the top. That some people are entering shorts right now. You're going to get a lot of shorts being built in these positions. A lot of wicks too right here. Not a good sign. You know, and you can clearly see that this is resistance. You know, we bounce, and we've got that $106,500 resistance. 8 hour 2, and here's the 4 hour. Can we get this move? It looked like we were about to get it. That candle was green not too long ago, and it has flushed red ever since. So, like, you know, see how it's a broadening wedge here. Almost, it just didn't float on the bottom. That's a bit odd. Shoulder, head, kind of a right shoulder. That was looking to push. We got the huge boom. And what did we get rejected by? The 1 hour 200. See, the 1 hour 200 MA really was just, you know, there was no go there. To me, you'd have to look at this as almost like a retest. Are you bullishly retesting? See this? Could we bounce? Also see this as a head and shoulder pattern now, which I didn't see before. A shoulder, possible head, and a right shoulder, right? That doesn't look too good. So as we start the morning, Bitcoin looks a little offensive, right? It doesn't look amazing. It's not like it carried forward any of the bullishness from yesterday. It got rejected by the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame twice, really. Almost was, that was, you know, that's a bit bearish. You know, we were supposed to rip back above that to the upside here and get a move on. 1 hour, you could just suggest it's back in the pattern, and it could be a dump right back down. If we dump, you're going to 101. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how patterns work. And that's how patterns can kind of teach you where you're going. Like, if you can't get back above here and break out, you're coming down here. You know, it's just likely. You could see this is the area that you're looking for. And then you can see you lost this too. You lost the sauce. And then there's a gap all the way back down to 94K. So when you look at the 1 hour, you can see 94,000, 96,000. It's not off the radar that we could be getting a move down. I'm not saying we are. I'm going to watch it closely. I'm just giving you the path to bearishness. If we do break down, that's likely where we're going to go. That's likely where we're going to go. So right off the bat, I mean, I see this as a head and shoulder pattern. I do. Bitcoin's going to have to bounce on the smaller time frames to show me something and get back above that 200 MA. But right now, the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame is a no-no. And now, look, they just gave so they slow rolled it, pumped it in the night. Look, they made an Adam and Eve too. So I don't know if they got a bunch of bots to eat on that, but that's a beautiful Adam and Eve. Says you're going to break out nicely. Got rejected by the 1 hour 200 and just took a chill pill. Now look at the thing. Look how ugly. I mean, that's just I can't unsee this head and shoulder, even though there's a little mini shoulder. So I'm a little bearish right now for Bitcoin. It's got to bounce off this 50-day moving average. 15. It's got to bounce off the 15,200, and it's got to do it like now. It did it last night, like I talked about. But come on, man. It did it right there. We went over that last night, and we got the bounce. But again, can we pull off the miracle? I mean, you've hit it once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Usually you're going to break, a level that holds you like that if you keep hitting it as such. Almost got cat ear vibes too as well, just almost slanted. Like it's got some cat ears. So Bitcoin, I have to be honest right now, the technical analysis is giving me bearish vibes. It's telling me there's likely going to be it's attempting to pull back. This also, could be looked at as a bear flag, in my humble opinion. And to me, it is. With a measured move to the downside as well, which would be the length of that pole there. It just kind of coincides with what we're seeing on the move back to the bottom of the pattern. So are we going to get a dump today back to 101,000? It looks possible. The daily, a lot of the bigger time frames did not get us above key levels. And then if you close a 50-minute candle below this yellow line, that's pretty bearish. It's not bullish, I'll tell you that. It doesn't mean we're going to dump for sure. I've seen anything, but it definitely starts building a bearish scenario. So I hate to start the day at 7:42 in the morning calling the sign for bearishness, but we got to get the bounce. Like I wouldn't long this. The 7-minute lost the 200 MA definitively. That's bearish. We got the drop, the 5 as well, and the 1 minute. Just like when the 1 minute crosses the 200, we can long it. When it goes below it, we can short it. I've seen that many times. A little bit of a bull div there attempting to form. In the indicator, but pretty nasty day there. So I'm going to remove my moving averages one more time. I mean, look at this. You just dumped on everything. Like your way out is, are you going to bounce again? And then, So to me, your day is the 15-minute. Your day is basically depending on your 15-minute 200. You lose that, you close 1 or 2 candles below it. I'd have to say a short's in order down 103.6. You get this bounce, you go tight. There's a chance you just come back up here and, it's the party kind of continues here. And then there's the chance that the daily does rip back up and everything goes well. But it's hard to kind of long the big daily right now. I'm not long on anything. And, that's why I haven't been trading the bigger time frames for more than a couple days lately, because there's just been a lot of chop on their way. I'd rather wait for this to break out and make, trade our model again on like the 1 hour. Teller, please. Lifers are the best, stronger every day. God bless you, Sam. Shout out to Stephen Mallet. Thank you so much, man. What's your EMA settings? Mine already crossed it. I don't use the EMA. Yeah. I use the moving averages, the simple. Yeah. The MA. Yeah. The moving average. So there you go with Bitcoin. It is now below the 200 moving average on the 15-minute. That is a bearish sign. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. So, yes, if I had to get a call for you out there, I'd tell you to be careful. And it looks like we're going to make a drop. Now, where would we go? We've discussed all that, but there's your measured move too. And yeah, it takes you kind of right to that circle 101,000, 103,006. All right, where we could possibly double bottom, hold tight. If we lose that level, we go even lower. Somewhere down to about a 101. Right here, we got liquidity 101,500. So, and we got those weekly support and resistance that we can't close a candle above. I'm long on 3 things: God, my family, and crypto lifers. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house, man. Thank you so much for being here. I love this thing. I say, a father is neither an anchor to hold us back nor a sail to take us there, but always a guiding light whose love showed us the way, man. Amen. Yeah, so I see a dump for Bitcoin. It's looking more bearish than bullish right now, and they're kind of starting a bit as we speak here. And so you can see that the falling wedge is either going to get some, to me, it's, we broke out with a nasty rejection by the 1 hour 200 and by 106,000, 106K again. And, I wouldn't be surprised if we went out. Remember, if we get, they go down and then they rip it again. Lately, price action has been vicious on the smaller time frames. Right now, it's 7:45 at 8:30. We're going to have non-farm employment change too as well. So that's, or 8:15 it says. Yeah, 8:15. So I should be live for that. And we'll see what happens when the volatility strikes. But that's definitely something you also want to pay attention to. All right. So we're looking for this bounce here, back above the 200, and see if we can rip ski. This thing's just got to bounce right back up. Could be a really gutsy call. I mean, I'm always more bullish in my mind than bearish, right? Let's defy these shorts and get the move. If we get back above the 15-minute 200 MA, that could be a beautiful bounce. Nice V-shaped recovery right back up. I mean, that was a nasty dump. So, Reliable, great pick on Twitter, man. Shout out to Reliable J. Shout out to everybody out here. Shout out to Crypto Billy and all the beautiful people out here. Snickers Toasted. Sounds pretty good, actually. Shout out to Nars Rizky for Dowsey. So everyone seems to be down and out on the altcoins. I mean, now we've got a candle to close on the 15-minute. We've opened a new candle. That is a bear sign. I'm telling you right now, like about, I'd say 60% of the time, you can open a short there and that'll pay you. Just back tested, demo traded for a second here. Bear with the bear, and this should just dump down. Sad to say, somewhere down to 104.7, 104.8. I'd love a bounce. 7:30. I don't usually trade 7:30 in the morning, so it's interesting to see price action. I wouldn't open up a short because I'm bullish bias. I would wait for us to get above there and open up a long, right? I don't know what your bias is, but you should know it. I'm basically predominantly going to trade bullishly. That means I know what my bias is as a trader. I'm open-minded. I shorted just the other day, but I'm, Sorry I missed you here in Vegas. My daughter flew in from the UK on Thursday. Went to San Diego to visit family. We had a great time. She leaves tomorrow. Safe flight home, Jocelyn. Dad loves you forever. Amen. Hey, man, God bless you, Rudy. Must be so tough to say goodbye to your daughter as she flies away, because I was thinking of my daughters and how close and how much I love them, And, I was like, they're going to have to call me one day from somewhere else. And I'd be like, make sure you call your daddy, So let's see if we can close tweezer bottoms. That'd be cool. If this can close green with the tweezers, good chance we can get a reversal back to the upside. We'll know in about 11 minutes for Bitcoin. So the 15 minutes going to teach us what's happening here as we live trade together and figure out if there's action. Is there action? And I just got the ETH trade, baby. And that's kind of what we're looking at for the morning. Let's see if I see something on the BTC perp. And shout out to all the beautiful people out there that are trading, having a good time, and doing what they love. Yeah, so when I just delete this and I look at it right off the bat, I mean, it's a multiple... that's a descending triangle. I don't see how that doesn't dump. It just looks so bearish to me, right? If I look at nothing else, that's so bearish. It's a head and shoulder pattern. It's going to dump on you. If we and see, this is no emotion. See, if you start thinking and asking yourself a bunch of questions and you'll come up with a bunch of answers. But if you're a bot doesn't do that. A bot doesn't converse over the trade. A bot sees, does. So I see, I do. That's a short. You see what I'm saying? The fact that the likelihood of that dumping is very high. Again, I still know how to trade it both ways and wait. So Exactly. Sam, have you seen what ICP is doing with caffeine and the self-writing internet? Interesting. I'll have to Google that and find out. Christian, I'll see what you're saying, man. Thank you. That's very interesting. Already, I mean, you got me, just from what you said, I'm like, huh. I put somewhat 2 and 2 together there. Yeah. So, yeah, this looks like the shorts are about to take over here and take a dump. Right? I mean, it looks like the shorts are about to push. So the take profit would be at 102,950. It would be an epic short squeeze. The one thing, BOOKMAP has all this liquidity still at 107,000. It doesn't mean we're going there for sure, but it says that the most liquidity are those shorts. But we still, look, we got a bunch here. We got a bunch of liquidity all around. It could definitely go either way. We've got a bunch. So, but right there, 107,000 for Bitcoin is the key level that I'd be, it does suggest that we could still go higher. So it's never over yet. And that's why, look, you watch that 15-minute. The 15-minute gets back above the 200. The shorts will get rocked. You see what I'm saying? Right now, we're playing a close game here on the, so am I in this short immediately? No. And we could get a couple bounces tight in the nose here before even a wick up before we take the move down. Right now, the shorts are in control. Like, I would long if we broke the 200 MA on the 1 hour. That would be beautiful. But what if we got a short squeeze, got above the 200, and it becomes one of the most epic days ever? It's possible. It's just more unlikely right now. It's an uphill battle. The bulls, I mean, right now, the bulls have to show us something. Like, if it was a game of tug of war, and it was going back and forth, the bears have the bulls a little further towards the hole. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it looks at the present moment. So the bulls have to step up their game and do something and change up the narrative here. Otherwise, we'll see in the next 8 minutes. We'll keep watching. The 15-minute is your guy. Right now, I would, either you short now aggressively without true confirmation, but you figure you get the best price and it is an aggressive short with high reward, or you wait. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no, can't be the best. You can't, can't do both. And there's, everyone thinks there's 1,000 things to do. There's a couple things to do every time there's a trade. That's about it. And then you go from there. You can't force it. Let's take a look here at CoinEx for TRB. Wow, TRB had a big move. It got above its 200, the daily, and then even today it had a nice pump. Remember, this thing was hot, but didn't it have like some crazy, it's had a lot of, look, it mooned all the way to 68 from the low of 31. Right here, it's doing what I wish Bitcoin would have done, but it got above its 200 MA. If that doesn't rip up, I don't know what to say, because you can see there's some resistance there. It peaked there, but there's some supportive resistance. The 21's crossing. And, maybe it does one of these and it goes more lateral before it breaks out. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it definitely says to me that it's going to be higher than it is now. 52 to possibly 63 for TRB. Bitcoin collapses. I don't know how that's going to happen. So if Bitcoin pulls back to the 198,000 level, you're going to get a bigger pullback in almost every single coin. I don't care what your coin is or what it's doing. That's just what's likely going to happen. All right. Whether it's SFUND, remember CDFI. CDFI getting back above the 1 hour 200 MA, that's a bullish sign for me. 15-minute, I look for the 15-minute to flag out for CDFI, SFUND. Has something to do with Becker and Elio trades, right? So, or at least Becker, right? Check out SBET. No guts, no glory. SBET. SharpLink Gaming on weeks. Let's take a look here. Just came out, and it's got just a very light spread, right? Brand new coin. Hard to really see what's happening here. And it's probably got barely any volume. Whenever the candles are loose like this, it has barely any volume. Hey, it says it can go up, though, from 8 to 13. Yeah, whenever you see all those zeros, just act like it's whatever the numbers are. 8 to 13, 54%. I wouldn't touch this thing at all. It's just too new to me. I don't know enough about it. I could Google it, find out more. Let's see what SBET does, what it is. Yeah, sport bet. Yeah, I'm all set with any stuff like that. It's just not my thing. Okay. And I wanted to show you token metrics this morning, show you kind of what was trending and what I saw happening here. So trending is Hype, Sol, OXO, and Rail. All right, let's take a look at Rail. Look at that. As I told you, man, we lost that 200 MA on the 15, and now, yikes. Yikes. That dump could start. I mean, we'd already be in the money had we got in there at 102.5, 105, 200, right? I'll be traveling today. I may not have perfect access to the internet and to my trades, so I don't know if I'll be able to get in and out perfectly. Probably not the best idea for me to be, swinging money around when I can't access the trades on a plane. I have an 11:15 flight, but we'll see. We'll see. Where is Sam going again? Sam went to Vegas. Sam went to Mass. Sam went to Dubai. Sam is all over the place. I'm almost done with my travels, everybody. One more flight, as I told everybody. One more time. Everyone pray that everything works out today, too. Blocky Agent altcoin daily video coming this month. Interesting. Blocky AI. Wow. I mean, I hope that's not a false statement. That's a big statement to make. But again, hey, maybe it is. Maybe he's got it locked in. So now you can see the 15-minute giving up and saying, yeah, I've lost the sauce. And so now you've made a neckline, you've made a head and shoulder pattern, you've made a neckline. I mean, now the bots have seen this. They're going to start eating. They're going to start eating. So I think it's a good thing that I came early here and kind of got ahead of this before it happened, because it looks like it's going to start a nasty bit of a day. I can't wait to see what happens 9, 10 o'clock. The whole world could change. Like, we could be up here by 10 o'clock. We could, we could have false. We could come down here and be raw. Who knows what could happen in 2 hours from now, right? It's amazing how the market works. BlackRock bought more Ethereum. I'm just saying. Something's brewing with the altcoins. Pay attention. Don't get too caught up in the fear of Bitcoin. They do this all the time. Let's take a look at the nasty Nas as we hit it yesterday for massive gains. We did great. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ today here, the Tech 100. Tradable on the beautiful BTC.C interface. And look, I was looking to trade this last night in the tight channel, and the nasty Nas broke out to the upside just as I was about to make this trade before I went to bed. About to start trading the Nas instead of Bitcoin. It made more gains last night. I saw this last night. The nasty Nas. I actually like trading the NASDAQ. You guys hid it for me. You didn't tell me it was so much sweeter. No, but it seems to be a little tamer than Bitcoin sometimes, I guess somebody says. But yeah, now we're looking for a pump for the nasty Nas. See, what's the difference between the NASDAQ? Well, look, it's above its 1 hour 200 MA. Bitcoin's getting rejected. Bitcoin's down here right now. Oh, man, we called that inverse head and shoulder and that huge pump. What a move. And here another one, and then that flag to the upside. And wow. Sorry, why am I in mini mode, right? So, yeah, you're looking for this flag to hold above that 200 MA and continue to pump. The bigger move is up to 21,947. The M2 money supply, they continue to print money, everybody. I mean, that can only be good for Bitcoin and for NASDAQ and all the other assets. They continue to print money at the speed of light. So they're increasing the M2 money supply. Crazy. Bitcoin's bearish, though. Doesn't make any sense, does it? No, it does not. It's manipulation. Someone's forcing someone to get kicked. Maybe it's win again, forcing liquidations. I don't know what's happening. Seems they're hovering here, though. Can't seem to break 105,000 no matter how hard they try. But the second I say that, boom, 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 boom. Our second candle now is closed cleanly below the 200 MA. We started the stream saying we didn't, and here you go now. Is there a bullish divergence? Is there something that could stop the pain here? 5 minute. 1 minute looking bearish. You know, there's a little bit of bullish divvy here now. Look. See how it swings like this somewhere? So, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Oof. See that? Look at that. I see something else here, though. Look, shoulder, head, right. It's almost like a head and shoulder pattern. That's got a neckline. They're attempting to hold 105,000. Once the 5 turns to a 4, it's going to be more downside. All right? You can see that's a head and shoulder. It's slanted. See, they could be drunken, slanted, twisted, whipped, flipped. You name it. They play out. It's so crazy. And remember the descending triangle. Now it's starting to poke out. It's breaking out. And the head and shoulder is starting to collapse to the downside. There's the 104,950 for Bitcoin. So I started the stream bearish, right? And I didn't want to be a bear, but yesterday I was bullish. We got the pump. I'm just open-minded, everybody. I show you exactly what I see happening. And again, this could be a bugle, a bearish bugle here. I mean, and that's got a bear flag further to the downside. You're talking 101,005. Today could be a nasty day. I would love to get off the plane and see that none of this happened. We got back above the 15. We started to rip, and it was just, you know, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper, and Heavy D up in the limousine. You know what I mean? Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, Rap Attack, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. So, you know, can we get the move back up? Can this turn into an inverted head and shoulder? Can we get saved by the bell here with some bullish divvy? And can the 15-minute get back above the 200 MA? Is this lackluster? I'm not jumping in on the short. I just got too much faith for Bitcoin here. Regardless of the TA, man, I got faith for Bitcoin. We also got a lot of liquidity up here at 107. I believe they're just inducing these shorts. But again, I could be wrong. The charts are telling me to dump it. Right? No need to, yeah, exactly. Phone G about, what, 2G's flat? No need, phone bill about 2G's flat. No need to worry. My accountant handles that. Imagine a $2,000 phone bill in the 1990s. Unbelievable. We buy 81 in a super, yeah, stop spamming. Amen. Yeah. Stop spamming. You're funny. Big PRICE. Shout out to Reliable J in that. You're funny. Big PRICE. You guys are funny, man. So, yeah, can we get the bounce? It's all about the 15-minute time frame. And can you get back above? The first thing you'll do, too, you'll get above that 15. Then you'll get back above the 1 minute 200 MA. The 5 minute, all that fun stuff. And Bitcoin attempting to get the tweezer bounce here. This would be an epic, to buy right now would be epic. And I think buying Bitcoin at any moment in time is a good look. It's getting very scarce. It's disappearing at the speed of light. It really is. So BTC is the needed asset at the present moment in time. And so as you can see, I continuously buy a little more BTC. Alts look struggle, like right there, that doesn't flip green. Alts are struggling. We're going to talk about total 3 in a second for these altcoins. And the daily looks like it's going to have a bearish day now. But I always buy a little more BTC because you got to. You got to. I mean, for me personally, you know, even if we go back to 105,000, I'll just continue to buy every day. I got to stay true. $1,000 a day. But I'm buying more Bitcoin whenever I get the chance. I just keep stacking. And whenever I see red, I'm buying more. I'm not stressing, because when I look back on this 10 years from now and I see Bitcoin at $1 million, I'm going to remember these days when I was buying 105K, just like when I was buying 10K. Wow, they're doing everything they can to break 105. This has been a battle at $105,000. Insanity here on the 15-minute time frame. They're honed in just like I am. Look at all the volume here. A lot of sell pressure They threw the kitchen sink at it and didn't seem to kill the liquidity. Like, I bought more. Everyone's buying more. Buying more, right? That's the license plate that I'm going to buy. That's my license plate. Buying more. It's not going to say what, but just buying more. You know what I mean? I mean, this would be so epic. Let's pull off the most epic, legendary long in the history of longs. Right here at 8:06 in the morning. With a stop on the wick. And we're going to get the reversal. They played with it enough, you believe. I mean, they went up, they went down, they went up, they went down, they went up, they went down, they went up. Here it is. Could this be the move? Now, this is very rare for me to do it below the 200 and at the lowest point ever. But I mean, at one point, there's going to be a bottom. Right? So I'm attempting a turtle soup here for Bitcoin. It's a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Can we catch it is the question. When Bitcoin does this job, I've learned to tune out for the most part because trying to find logic behind it will drive me insane. Hey, shout out to Crypto Weirdo. As long as you got a strategy that helps you through anything, and Matt, it does. You know, for me, I just play the smaller time frames in the 200 MA because it puts me in this kind of cornered world where nothing really matters what Bitcoin's doing on the big scale. It just matters what I'm doing on that small scale. Let's zoom out and see if there's anything kind of moving today. Wow, Mubarak is moving, which is interesting. It's funny. Dexy, a little bit, 5% in 24 hours. Kai, I remember when I first went over this a long time ago. 4 still on the radar there. Hyperliquid. And CryptoRank. Let's take a look at the popular searches. Layer 0 is popular search. Bondex. BDXN. Maybe people want to find out more. It's the, Hyperliquid at 36, I think is hot. Virtuals back at 188. Toncoin, the Plume Network keeps coming up. WorldCoin. Sahara AI. That hasn't even come out yet. It's our new, Chain GPT, Tara X. I mean, I've been in this coin for a long time. Funny to see people finally talk about it. That's interesting. Radio, Huma Finance, Wallet Connect Network, WCT. If that's what they said they're going to do, connect multiple chains, right? I mean, that's what you think it would be. Plasma, XPL. Makes people think of XRP or something, right? What's going on there? And Layer Edge, and that's got a tiny market cap. Some of these are just super high risk, but they're new. A sister. Could that be like an AI that assists you? I'm just start thinking. It's on MEXC as ASRR. It's a platform designed to transform customer service and support through advanced AI and machine learning. A sister, right? ASRR. So, hey, I like anything that has a cool use case. If it really came up and did what it said it was going to do. The problem is a lot of the stuff just talks the talk but doesn't really walk the walk. That's the only issue I have. So it's on MEXC, but it looks like they haven't just added it yet. They got it on the Weeks perp, though. Wow, Weeks is moving fast, man. I got to give it to them. Now, every time I'm looking at a coin, Weeks has got it. Shout out to the COO over there, my man. Shout out to the people that are working hard, Thomas and Andy and the whole team. God bless you guys. Hope everything's going well over there in the new office and everything's and you're doing damage. So possible we're still in the trade up 0.33% or flat. And we'll come back to that in a second. Did we call the absolute daily bottom there? We'll find out. Can we get this liquidations all the way up to 107,000? Could this be it? The last chance to buy Bitcoin. Did I just buy the last Bitcoin that I could ever buy below 106,000? There's a chance. You never know. These are possibilities for this beautiful asset, and that's why every day is a day where you have to put your best foot forward, believe in yourself, and find out what's possible. Because, if you don't, then you'll never know what's possible. You got to push yourself to your limits. Shout out to Jesse in the house. Shout out to all the awesome people here jumping on in. And we got Tech 100. We got the NASDAQ looking like we're going to get a nice pump, Jesse, up to 21,840. Responding differently than Bitcoin above its 100. It's 200 MA on the 1 hour. Touching the 21. Getting tight. Looking nice. We see the 15-minute here, and we are not nowhere near battling. We're so far away from the 200. Let's see the last time. See here, this is where Bitcoin is battling the 200, losing it. And see, we had to go on a little bit of a journey here. And it's interesting, if you look at this, believe to me it made a diamond there, and it came in from the diamond. If it comes in from the top, it's going out the top. And a shoulder, I call this the flamingo. Inverted, I've seen it many times. It's the flamingo because it just, it's got the wings. But I've seen this flamingo inverted head and shoulder. I call it the flamingo inverted. And you guys have heard me today, non-farm in 5 minutes. Non-farm in 5 minutes. We're getting the bounce here. Does someone know the data? Are they front running the data here? And this is pretty awesome. I've never been live for non-farm 8:15. It's pretty fun, actually. I love this. And this is not my new time slot. Okay. The Tech 100, baby. And I could see this thing do damage. And we're just doing the same sauce we do for Bitcoin. 21-day moving average above the 200 MA. We can see things moving up. You can feel the vibration. Once you've been doing this as long as me, you're just kind of part of it. I can't explain it. Like, you know it without knowing it. You're in it without being in it. You're in the zone. And you could always be wrong, which is a beautiful thing. And you're just trading probabilities. But, man, when you start becoming right way more than you're wrong, it feels pretty dang good. When people recognize you for trading because you're not a clown at it, you actually make some pretty good calls. It feels pretty good. Hey, Sam, you're on way early. What haps on the snap? Shout out to my man, Retro Esco, in the house. Shout out to all my beautiful, awesome people here. And let me just remind the lifers one more time in case they got a late call there that we live. And in 3 minutes, we get the non-farm data. I can't wait. There's always a crazy spike on like the 1 minute time frame. I'm looking for that crazy spike right now. It's about to happen. May God bless our travels today. May we have a safe journey. May there be no weather that's too strong. Looks like there's some rain coming our way. Hopefully it clears up though and everything is well. Wind 8 miles an hour, not too gusty. Yeah, so I'm looking for the NASDAQ to pump here. More sideways price action. My first target is 21,839. And then could we continue to 21,947 is the bigger target. And again, even this was the entry last night. I was looking at it, and it was a beautiful entry. I almost got in. I hesitated. And I may have called the bottom here with the pump. I've done it before. I'm almost the king of 3% right now. No one makes 3% more than me, baby. Give me my 3%. Look, 777, double sevens. And shout out to Alex O'Crypto with the $100 super chat. Unbelievable. Shout out to everyone that did it. The nasty Nas. I should go live twice a day. I should go live for the NASDAQ for an hour, and then I should go live again for Bitcoin. I should start ripping. I should really start bringing up in the ante. You know what I mean? Taking this channel to a whole new level. Look, I'm the king of 3%. No one makes 3% faster than me, man. You've never seen it. Never. So here we are, non-farm in 1 minute. Non-farm in 1 minute. It starts to blink on the screen. I love it. On Forex Factory, it will start to blink usually. Let's take a look. And we got jobs opening yesterday too, which was pretty, I thought it was bullish because, but also, less people going to work. 2 seconds, 1 second, boom. Here it comes, pending. And let's see that spike in price action. Let's see, usually there's look, it turned red immediately. Let's look at the 1 minute. Usually there's like a... All right, so it tried to come in bearish, seemed to fight it off. Market responded. Let's take a look at non-farm. And we just made it through non-farm, everybody. What nerds, huh? I'm the biggest nerd ever. How was your day? Made it through non-farm 8015. Things went well. Everything okay. Moved on to breakfast. So non-farm employment change, 37,000. Wow. Previous was 67. The forecast was 111. And, again, that's good. That's actual good news. And that should stabilize here on the 1 minute and give us this possible inverted head and shoulder bounce back to the upside. A little bit of resistance there at 105.158. And again, I wouldn't look at the small time frame. We're looking to see if in the 15-minute just closed a tweezer bottom there. It just closed the green. It said, no, I'm gonna make a stand here. So we'll see. We get back above the 200 MA. Everything kind of goes our way. And what you're just looking for is a move back up here to the top of this channel. Send you back up to about 107,003, and that's when we liquidate all those shorts. It'll make like a real sloppy inverted head and shoulder here. Maybe something like that we just saw, the flamingo. It might make the flamingo and bump. It may continue to dump. Right now, you're still bearish. Remember that. You're below the 15-minute 2. So the bears are in control unless you can get back above the 200 MA. What I did right now was very risky. It's very rare for me. It's very likely it's going to dump. Yeah, falling wedge on Bitcoin on the 1 hour. It looks like a falling wedge, yes. But to me, it kind of broke out and retesting the trend. See? Like there's the trend line. Resistance, broke out. And we'll get rid of the moving averages for you there. But you broke out, you got back inside. I see it as a head and shoulder pattern still. And Bitcoin's struggling right here at 105,000. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ and what the NASDAQ did. NASDAQ took a dump easy on the data, on the ADP non-farm. You see that? They stop hunted immediately. But I wouldn't be surprised if this wicks right back inside. Let's take a look, though. Is there some bearish div on the NASDAQ? And let's kind of run over to the NASDAQ for a quick second here. Wow, you guys got me hungry for the NASDAQ? That's crazy. Like, I just felt like I needed to see it. That means something. Something's going on with me in the NASDAQ. But, it's basically Bitcoin in a nutshell, but in some different days I get a different response. So look, I mean, there's my signal on the NASDAQ right here. So when we just kind of cool off and slow down, we've got the pattern. We're above the 200 MA, touching the 21. See, I became a machine, like machine learning, and I just do the same thing over and over again. Very simple stuff, right? The same stuff over and over and over again. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. You see? Now, that's curving to the upside. That all looks pretty beautiful to me. And so the NASDAQ, to me, looks like they're going to print money to Yazoo and that you could jump in on the daily. So I wouldn't even stress the bigger time frames on the NASDAQ. I mean, the smaller ones. I would be opening up a bigger trade here and just letting it cook. You see, with a stop loss below the 200 here. It's a beautiful 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Like you lose, And the target there is 25,931. So we could get a nice little pullback here. Back to the bottom of the channel, back to 21,400, right? Let's see what that level is right there on the POC. 21,378, and then tightness. But man, I see a bigger move. And of course the breakout, the retest, the sloppiness. But again, I see a move for the NASDAQ, and I'm calling the NASDAQ out here for a pump. It has all my bells and whistles. I've seen this many, many times. Again, here it did it again, but there was some bearish div here. We've recovered off of the inverted head and shoulder, and I remember I called the recovery. I kept saying they're going to bounce it. They're printing too much money. There's no way that this NASDAQ can't continue to bounce. Look how beautiful the stochastics RSI look. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. RSI is about to cross the dotted line. I mean, this is huge. I see the NASDAQ about to lift off to the upside. That's what I see happening. So they're almost false move Mondaying it today, but again, the 15-minute below the 200 MA could be. And again, now they're trying to crush through the wick here. Look at your smaller time frames. That's a bear flag right there. You see? technically broke out again. We're looking for bullish divvy, though. Eventually, it's going to make us some type of strong bullish divergence, exaggerated. That's some bullish divvy even right there. As it swings down, it swings up. Wow, isn't that crazy how 105,000's holding tight, but not amazingly well. About to get stopped at. It was 34.50 just for fun. See if we could catch the bottom reversal. We get back above there, you double down, triple down, maybe even make it a bigger trade. You don't have to ever enter a trade all at once, even on a lever trade, right? This is BitTineX, trading here on BitTineX smoothly and nicely with this interface. I absolutely love it. It'll make a sound, and that's likely to hit us off now that we've taken out the wick. And yeah, no love in the 15-minute time frame. And, you know, back to the basics here, that is a head and shoulder pattern. 1, 2, 3. And there was a chance the 15-minute was going to get that reversal. We saw that candle, but no love. Some say, well, it could be in the wedge like so. Okay. And it bounces off the bottom of the wedge. I'm open-minded to that. And you could say, well, it's still inside the pattern. It just got to bounce. Previous resistance right there could be support as well. 104.8. Look at it just like hugging this. It's crazy. 105,000 back up above it again. I wouldn't be surprised if we tweezed our bottom here and we got the run, but because what's the most entertaining is the most likely scenario, possibly for Bitcoin, right? And nice short for Staz in the group. And so, you know, Staz making $495 on the short. 500x levy. That's insanity. Insanity. Nice shot. Unbelievable. And that looks like that could continue to print, man. You're in some serious gainer here. And again, just shorting when we lose the 200 MA, right? Putting a stop loss on the other side, letting it go down. The odds of getting hit, you could 500x that because, again, I wouldn't, but I'm just saying the math equals out because there's a good odds that that's going to fall. Like high probability. Nice job, man. Way to take control. And you started shorting right around here too, which is great. Unbelievable. Again, that measured move is of the head and shoulder pattern. Suggests that we do go lower, right? You know, that short is now in control. I didn't make the short. This would be a bigger trade for me. As I told you, I won't be able to be accessible at the, that's why I'm early. I am getting on a plane at 11:30, 11:15 actually, boarding at like 10:45. Like very soon. Like I'm leaving for the airport. Like the second I turn the stream off, I pack my bags and jump into a car. Like it's insanity how fast I run. I go through the whole motions the night before, exactly how I'm going to play it. I'm like, all right, I'm not, what wires are going to unplug and exactly what I'm putting where. Because if I don't think it through like that, then it's like I'm all over the place. You know. Funny how price action's a lot slower on the morning. Like if this was at our time, right, we'd get a cascade down further down. Again, resistance by the 200 MA. It's all bearish right now. The bears are in control. The bulls had to show us something on that 15-minute. Thanks, guys. And Sam, pay yourself. Don't chase. Amen, brother. Amen. Yeah, I don't like to trade when I'm flying. Not too much. Every once in a while, I made a big trade. Like I think it was Nashville. But the price action was different back then. And there was a lot of action going on. I think I made a call on the flight. I remember Crypto Billy saying I took the call on the flight. Something like that. So yeah, the shorts are in control. 15-minute below the 200 MA, 1 hour below the 200. You can see how I use the 200 to gauge what's happening to price. Pretty simple. And I just listen to it. When it tells me what to do, I do it. That says a short's in control. Yeah, I risked $30 in the stream on that long just to make it, you know what I mean? Like, come on, you don't have to be a hero. Don't be risking your people going 100x leverage with everything. Oh, come on now. As a $30 for 159. You know what I'm saying? Small amounts build over time. That 150, then you could 10x to $1,000, like, and then you could be grateful for each move. People say, how are you able to trade with small amounts if you have so much money? Because to me, it's a video game. It's not about the money. It's about, and I'm always trying something new, I'm always attempting something different. I still wouldn't be surprised if they bounce this price back up the way they've been manipulating price action. I keep seeing this red above us on BookMap tells me that, and again, maybe I'm putting too much weight on BookMap. It isn't 100%. Right now we do have a head and shoulder pattern, and we broke the neckline. The neckline was the 200 MA too as well, which is pretty beautiful, pretty spot on, Taking time out to teach right now. I don't know. The short's going back and forth, up and down, right? It looks like it's going to win. Then it's crazy. I got this my trader instinct is telling me, that there's going to be some crazy reversal, but but again, that's some nutty stuff. At the end of the day, it is a descending triangle. It's all there for bearishness. Right, and we were I was bearish when I started the stream, right? But you tried a reversal. Say I did. I tried a reversal for $30 for 150. I didn't go too crazy. Sam, you're throwing my whole day off my time. Oh no, I'm actually making your day better, man. Take a deep breath. I hope you're joking. Don't put negative connotations to your day. Like, flip this upside down. That would be a beautiful inverted head and shoulder. We'd be long above the 200 MA, right? And we'd be going for the push to the upside. I could see it as a breakout fake out, though, when it comes back inside and dumps. I could see that as, like, it's a fake out. So, like, we broke out, and then it, like, comes back down and gets all the longs that are trying to long that. You see how it could almost be a bear trap? It was a bear day. Read the room. You're funny, man. Shout out to Hopium Copium. Yeah. So again, if the 15-minute recaptures the 200 MA, that's when you have to flip long. I probably won't be there to tell you in the group or around. So that's when you're going to have to get the knowledge now and use it to your advantage. Give me that. Oh, wipe her face. I want her for a second. I just need her for 1 second. She's just like, oh my gosh. Give me that. Baby. With the blues. All right, everybody, I got to jump. May God bless each and every one of you. I did call short. I tried to scalp long there on the bounce. Even that lets you know that it's not happening. And the measured move takes you right there to 103,687. That's going to be your first liquidity grab. And then possibly all the way down to 102.8. Could be a nasty day to the downside. If they reverse it, don't long until we get back above the 15, or you see even a flag above the 15 would be better. You see what I'm saying? I'd even wait for the 1 hour, and then but this is a rejection by the smooth moving average or by the 21 and the 200. And that's a descending triangle with a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Nice pump into the night. At about 6 in the morning, they started to dump that thing to the downside. Everybody, I love you. I got to jump. Have a wonderful day. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you guys. Possibly, if I can jump in tonight for a live, I probably will. Just for a little bit. I will be posting. I always have my iPad with me. in the group, and so I'll stay attentive. God bless you all. Yeah, don't trade all. I do not leverage trade all coins. I really don't. Like Ethereum, maybe. I only leverage. Be very careful and demo trade if you're going to leverage trade. Please, demo trade for a long time. Get the gist of it. Get the hang. They're dangling this liquidity here at 1049. It's a bit odd what they keep doing. Something's brewing, and then we have all that. BOOKMAP has that big red bar at 107,000. So it's kind of weary, man. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way, this turns into a bear trap. But I'd rather just I'm actually relieved today. I'm not going to trade it. I'm just going to watch it and see where it goes. God bless everybody, Alex O, and everyone that hit me with the super chat. Thank you so much. $135 of chat revenue on this beautiful early morning. God bless you all. I will see you again tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., same regular time. I'm just traveling today, and I'm sorry I had to switch it up. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the flip side.